Very good morning to all of you. I hope that you are doing well. So today is our third class of Basic of Civil Engineering, and today we are going to learn with importance of civil engineering. So let us see what really civil engineering is. Civil engineering is the oldest branch of engineering which is growing from the Stone Age civilization. American Society of Civil Engineering defines civil engineering as the profession in which knowledge of the mathematical and physical sciences gained by study, experience, and practice is applied with judgment to develop ways to utilize economically the materials and forces of the nature for the progressive well-being of man. Kindly go through the definition. Alright, students, so from the Stone Age, when the man was born, civil engineering came into an existence, and American Society of Civil Engineering, that is ASAE, gave civil engineering as mathematical and physical sciences gained by study. It means that whenever you are doing any experimentation, you are converting everything into a mathematical form, that is a numerical value. By doing the experiments many times, you get the values, and from the experience, from the repetitive methods, test, practice, and your total judgment and experience, you are able to give it to the field, and that is known as the civil engineering, which deals with the day-to-day life of the well-being of a man, of a human being. All right. In this chapter, various civil engineering infrastructure projects for 21st century are listed, and the role of civil engineer is presented. Apart from civil engineering, there are other infrastructural facilities required by the public which need coordination with other engineers. As I have already told you that civil engineering came first into an existence, but with the day-to-day life, they have to develop so many things, so they have to take the help of interdisciplinary engineering. So I have already told you that big machines are used for the infrastructural development. So we have taken the help of other engineer, which is known as mechanical engineers. Then we are using those instruments for surveying of any land. So the softwares are used. All the data we collect in that instrument with the help of electronics engineer is then transferred in the software, which is developed by the computer engineer, and our work becomes very easy. So this is how, for developing the infrastructure in 21st century, and then we have to take care, we have to take need, we have to take help of the other engineers also. So this is how the engineering develops. Now, what are the possible scopes for a career? If you are going to become a civil engineer, so what is the vast field which you are going to deal with? Okay, so you are going to deal with many of the fields in civil engineering, which is having lot many scope. So you earn by this, and you are going to live a very good life. So for that, what it is a need, what is a need, where is the scope, and what you have to develop in. Okay, so let us see. The main scope of civil engineering, or the task of civil engineering, is planning, designing, estimating, supervising construction, managing construction, execution, and maintenance of structures like building, roads, dams, bridges, etc. Go through whatever I have said in first point, then we'll discuss. Okay, so for the civil engineering, the main scope is planning. If you are having a vacant site, vacant earth, vacant land, then by doing the surveying and measurement of that land, of that site, you have to do the planning of any structure. Okay, then you start designing. When your plan is approved by any of the authority, as we are having NIT Nagpur Improvement Trust and NMC Nagpur Municipal Corporation, so by these authorities you have to get your plan section for that particular site, and when it is approved then you are going for designing. So designing means you are designing the whole architectural plan to a structural plan. Where will be the column, what will be the size of column, footing, beam, slabs, walls, etc. Then you are going to take out the estimate. After estimating only you are able to tell the owner that the total estimated cost of this project is this much as per the budget of that owner. Supervising construction. Whenever these three conditions are done and you are going to construct on the site now, then you have to supervise the construction time to time so that it is done smoothly. Managing construction means there are lot many sections: quality control, designing control. Everything has to be managed by an engineer step by step. Executions, whatever planning and designing you have done, step by step you have to execute it. First is the ground floor, next is the first floor, etc. Like this you have to take care of the execution. And maintenance of the structures. If the structures are built, then you have to take the maintenance also. It doesn't mean that you have built and forgotten. You have to take care of that structure time to time. Repairs and maintenance is done, such as buildings, you are having roads, you are having bridges, dams. Any structure which is built, you have to take care that it is maintained properly years together. Next point, one who designs and maintains works of public utility, it is known as civil engineer. Civil engineer should have qualities like scientific attitude, imaginative and intuitive approach. He should have good analysis and decision power. He should be able to solve engineering problems by using mathematical modeling, scientific principles, and laboratory techniques using computer and information technology. He should be able to use operation research techniques for solution of management problems. See, the career is very vast in civil engineering. Okay, if a civil engineer is having all these quality which is mentioned in second point, then you are a successful civil engineer. When you are having all these quality, you can gain a job in PWD, which is Public Works Department, NIT, which is Nagpur Improvement Trust. It may be any other improvement trust in other cities. NMC, Nagpur Municipal Corporation. For example, if you are having Mumbai, there is BMC, Bombay Municipal Corporation, etc. in other cities. Then you are having Nagpur Jeevan Pradhikaran sector. You are having CPWD, Central Public Works Department, irrigation department, etc. are all these government bodies where you can have a secure job. If you have gone through MPSC, UPSC, let me tell you one thing, students, that there is a special or a MPSC exam only for civil engineers after graduation. MPSC means Maharashtra Public Service Commission examination, in which three departments are included: PWD, Nagpur Jeevan Pradhikaran, and Irrigation Department. So yearly, whatever vacancies are there, the posts are filled by this MPSC exam and a interview. The student or a candidate who are selected gets a position direct of Assistant Engineer 3, and after that there are 2 or 3 promotions. So it is a very good opportunity for engineers to grab a government job other than other engineers. So this is what is the very good scope in civil engineering. Let us study what do you mean by early constructions and development over time. Construction today is a significant part of industrial culture, a manifestation of its diversity and complexity and a measure of its mastery of natural forces, which can produce a widely varied built environment to serve the diverse needs of society. The article first traces the history of construction, then surveys its department development at the present time. For treatment of the aesthetic considerations of building design, you have to see the architecture. For further treatment of historical development, see art and architecture, Anatolian, Arabian, Egyptian, Iranian, Mesopotamian, Syro-Palestinian, African, Oceanic, Western, Central Asian, East Asian, Islamic, Native American, South Asian, Southeast Asian. So all these things came into an existence in the early constructions when the civil engineering started with the Stone Ages. Step by step, all these architectural and arts came into an existence with respect to the only word known as architecture. The history of construction. Let us go through the history of construction so that you will be able to know how the civil engineering came into existence and how it flourished. So primitive building, the Stone Age. The hunter-gatherers of the late Stone Age, who moved about a wide area in search of food, built the earliest temporary shelters that appear in the archaeological record. Excavations at a number of sites in Europe dated to before 12,000 BCE show circular rings of stones that are believed to have formed part of such shelters. They may have raised crude huts made of wooden poles or have weighted down the walls of tents made of animal skins, presumably supported by central poles. We have seen the tents and all. We have a center pole and the cloth. Now we just hang it and tie it to the nails nowadays in the soil. So those tents we have seen, but at that time cloth was not there. So the people used animal skins for that purpose. and lot many things they have used to maintain the shelter in search of food. They have gone in the canals, they have lived in the caves, and such shelters they have been using for the search of food. So those, you can say that those were the temporary shelters as they are moving from one area to another. So these are the some photographs if you can see. So this is how the shelter were used. This is the use, you can see that stones were used here and the bamboos were used, or tree logs were used, and this is the dried grass from the nearby areas. Again, this is the tent, this is the center pole, and this were used of wood or this animal skins here. Bronze Age and early urban cultures. It was the cultures of the great river valleys, including the Nile, the Tigris and Euphrates, the Indus, and the Huang-Ho, with their intensive agriculture based on irrigation, that developed the first communities large enough to be called cities. So, in such a Bronze Age, or you can say urban development of the cities, River Nile near the Egypt also. So it was developed. When there is a river, then the cities were developed there, and these gave the certain, you can say, rise to the new agriculture, and the communities were developed there, and the cities were formed near the rivers. These cities were built with a new building technology based on the clay available on the river banks. The packed clay walls of earlier times were replaced by those constructed of prefabricated units, mud bricks. This represented a major conceptual change from the free forms of packed clay to the geometric modulation imposed by the rectangular brick, and the building plans too became strictly rectangular. So likewise, these were developed time to time, from mud bricks to the rectangular bricks, and it became too good for all these values. Okay, so let us see that these are the huts which are made up of these mud bricks, and the roof was built. So these were the tools used for making these huts here. Now what were the Middle Ages? We have seen Stone Age, we have also seen other ages, Bronze Age, Copper Age. Now we are going to see the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages of Europe span from the 5th to 15th centuries AD, began with the end of Roman era, and many techniques were adopted. Most buildings in Northern Europe were constructed of timber until 1000 AD. Brick continued to be manufactured in Italy throughout the period 600 to 1000 AD. Medieval stone walls were constructed using cut blocks on the outside of the walls and rubble infill with weak lime mortar. Let us see what is meant by this. So these were the huts, and these were built with the help of stones and other materials in the Middle Ages. Then came the Iron Age construction. The Iron Age is a cultural period from roughly 1200 BC to 50 BC, with the widespread use of iron for tools and weapons. Iron is not much harder than bronze, but by adding carbon, iron becomes steel, which was being produced after about 300 BC. Steel can be hardened and tempered, producing a sharp, durable cutting edge. A new woodworking tool allowed by use of steel is the hand plane. So the steel came into an existence in near about, which is known as your Iron Age, 1200 BC before Christ, and it spread worldwide. It were used as the tools for construction as well as the material for the construction. So both the purpose were handled by using the steel. Ancient Mesopotamia, the earliest large-scale buildings for which evidence survives have been found in ancient Mesopotamia. The smaller dwellings only survive in stresses of foundations, but the later civilization built very sizable structures in the forms of palaces, temples, and ziggurats, and took particular care of build them out of materials that last, which has ensured that very considerable part have maintained intact. So many cultural as well as palaces, temples, and those were built in this particular era of Mesopotamia. So this is what was all. This is this just a figure that this is how the walls were carrying of the palaces, temples, etc. So this is one of the example. Ishar Gate, 575 BC, showing the exceptional fine glazed brickwork of the later period. Glazed bricks have been found from 13th century BC. So using these bricks, colorful bricks, this was built. Ishar Gate. So this was the pitched brick vault is a type of found Mesopotamia circa 2000 BC. After that, this tunneling type or arch type construction came into existence. These were the stones which were surrounding, and these were the roofs, pitch roofs, which were used to develop the palaces and temples and other structures. So, Babylon, the archaeological site in 1932 was found before major construction work undertaken by Saddam Hussein. Okay, so this is how Mesopotamia was developed. So, ancient Egypt, as opposed to the cultures of ancient Mesopotamia, which built in brick, the pharaohs of Egypt built huge structures in stone. The arid climate has preserved much of the ancient buildings. So you can see the first figure, which is the Great Pyramid of Giza, the tallest building in the world for near about 3,800 years. And next, if you can see, this is Mekkaure's Pyramid Giza. So many years have passed, but this pyramid as it is, and they are made up of stones. So ancient Greece, like the Egyptians and the Mesopotamians, tended to build most of their common buildings out of mud brick, leaving no record behind them. However, many structures do survive, some of which are in the good state of repair, although some have been partly reconstructed or re-erected in the modern era. The most dramatic is the Greek temples. The Greeks made many advances in technology, including plumbing, the spiral staircase, central heating, urban planning, the water wheel, the crane, and more. So all those were developed by the Greeks irrespective of the temples. So these are one of the examples. So this is the spiral staircase, if you can see in this figure, and this is the Partizan in Slovakia, example of a typical plan European industrial city in 1938. So this was how the town planning was done. This, if you can see, is the water wheel. Belgium in Germany. This is the water wheel. Roman Empire. In striking contrast to previous cultures, an enormous amount is known about Roman building construction. A very large amount survives, including complete intact buildings like the Pantheon, Rome, and very well preserved ruins at Pompeii and Herculaneum. We also have the first surviving treatise on architecture by Vitruvius, which includes extensive passages on construction techniques. All these are the words which makes the construction more perfect. So in Romans they have used certain instruments which makes the construction very easy. So this you can see the reconstruction of Roman treadwheel crane at Bonn, Germany. Here if you can see the Roman temple which was in 113 to 125 AD after death of Christ. And next you can see the ornate south doorway, Lichfield Cathedral strained, 7 figures carved in Roman cement. Okay, so they were carved, they were not placed, so they were carved in this cemented wall. Next is your China. So China is the cultural hearth area of Eastern Asia. Many far east buildings, methods and styles evolved from China. A famous example of Chinese construction is the Great Wall of China, built between 7th and 2nd centuries BC. The Great Wall was built with rammed earth, stones, and wood, and later bricks and tiles with lime mortar. Wooden gates blocked passageways. The oldest archaeological examples of mortise and tenon type wood working joints were found in China dating to about 5000 BC. This is an example of a great Buddha hall of Nanshan temple. So we have already seen and we see now also the Great Wall of China, which was built the 2nd century of before Christ, and we are very well versed how it was built. This is the Pagoda temple in 2015. The 17th century saw the birth of modern science which would have profound effects on building construction in the centuries to come. So you can see from the figure that these were the very well and big scale models which were built with the help of stone, bricks, wood palaces and temples in 17th centuries. Then we came to the 18th centuries, then cities and all good construction was made using many materials with the help of urban planning. So this is one of the example using all the materials and very good sophisticated aesthetic look, architectural look is given in the 18th century. Then you can see the 19th century industrial revolutions were made, big machines were used, railways, canals, dams were made with the help of different types of materials and others. If you can see high-rise buildings, elevators, skyscrapers, all these buildings were made in 20th century, and then in 21st century good advanced technology, modern equipments, modern construction came into an existence which we are dealing again. If you can see the figure, the latest construction is there of advanced technology. So this was all with respect to the construction before and after. In next class we'll see what next comes in our syllabus. So I hope that you have followed today's lecture. If you have any difficulty, you can pen down me in the chat box given in the comment box. Thank you so much. Have a safe day. Thank you.